In 2023, I was working at the world's largest telehealth startup. And that job was like core to my identity. And I remember at the beginning of that year, I told myself that I would push my career then and that I would nurture this new relationship that was happening. 4 months into that year, I was laid off and that relationship ended in the same month. And that relationship had turned abusive. I remember having about 10 different conversations with friends where I would defend her and argue against myself. And I remember when I left that job, all my feelings came out where I was just like, I hated this job. And I spent 4 years at this lying to myself and 10 years in a career I just didn't give a shit about. And I did not understand why I would do that to myself. And I was angry at myself, at the world, at my life. And that was the point where I decided to meditation, really discover what's inside myself. When I leaned into escapism and I flew across the world to Bali, where there were surfing, sunsets, beaches, and smoothie bowls. So many smoothie bowls. I would do yoga in the morning, Muay Thai in the afternoon, and cold plunges at night. And it was paradise. But the truth is, underneath it all, I would cry myself to sleep every night. And I would wake up crying. But it was also at Yoga Barn where I learned that I heard the word somatic for the first time. The idea that you could work with your emotions inside and find that inner alignment. So I moved back to New York and I hired a somatic coach. And I came in with the idea that I would control my emotions, master my mind, and just productivity hack my way back to the career I wanted, back to the success I wanted, and back to love. And I started that journey to looking for control. And that's not what I got. Instead, what I got was just unraveling. See, the thing is, meditation showed me that, well, it took away the illusion that I had any control. And it showed me underneath what was actually driving me. See, when I was a kid, I learned that what I wanted was wrong. And what I felt was wrong. And I was a bad kid. And that failure was not just a disappointment, it was dangerous. My mother worked in a sweatshop when I was growing up. By the time she was 40, all her teeth had fallen out because there was no dental care in rural China. And from her and my father, I learned that you work hard now, you sacrifice, and that gives you safety. You work hard now to earn love. And that's what I learned. Work hard now, happiness later. And that was my operating system. And I brought that into school, I brought it into work, I brought it into love. And I ended up going into a career that I couldn't care less about for money. Because money to me was safety. I attached myself to money. Money was safety. And that if I needed hard enough, made enough money, did all the things, then I would have the permission, I would prove myself that I could then live my life, I could have fun, I could do the things I wanted. The thing is though, happiness never came. Because the thing about tomorrow is that it's always another day away. I doubled my income, didn't feel any happier. So I just told myself, I just gotta make more money. And I spent my whole life chasing success. The thing about meditation, though, is that it gave me this space to kind of see what was happening. It gave me this possibility of like, what if success didn't lead to love? What if it was the other way around? What if you do what you love and success might come? And also showed me that it wasn't the lack of success that was stopping me from feeling happy. It was I didn't make space for happiness. And that I wasn't doing what I wanted to, not because I wasn't doing what I wanted to because I was afraid and I was running. Yeah, and it gave me this opportunity to slow down and instead of running away from my feelings, to be with my feelings. And when I stopped running, they started to guide me to what was important and present in reality. And that was not easy. Eating 3 meals a day felt selfish. Getting more than 4 hours of sleep, asking for help was weak. But these were the seeds I never planted for myself. These were the acts of love for myself that I never chose. And so from the presence that meditation gave to me, I started to consider something different. Like, what are things that matter to me? And I'm still figuring that out. When I was a kid, I loved art and science, and I loved to explore and be curious. I wanted to do good things in the world. And I still want to succeed, but I want to do things that matter to me. And so I think for me, what I hope you can take away from this is don't wait until you succeeded to make space for love, to make space to rest, for happiness, for joy. Because what if it was always there? What if love was always there? And I feel like as I go through these slides, I'm like realizing that love was always there. That's me, and I'm learning to accept all parts of me, all the different parts of me. Even that kid. Love was there then. And even then, love was there.